2. Introducing first, in the black and the green, the drinking team with a derby problem. These are the Sugar Skulls. Sugar Skulls are 10-12 Skeletina, 10-29 Reckless Rose, number 33 co-captain Slammy Sweetheart, 334 Red Bulldozer, 0.41 Kimsa Chaos. The captain, 428 degrees, Carne Oslada. Number 5, Terra Hoedown. The 6 of Wands, Gypsy Mayhem. 713, Missy Fatal. 7656, Zombaby. Number 82, Alpaca Punch. 84, Marie Fury. And 2-0, Crozo the Clown. They are coached by the Don and Nerd Romancer. Give it up for the Sugar Skulls.
All right, everybody, and skating tonight in the red and the white. Let's hear it for Royal Crush. Zero, Elaphobia. 101, J. Cruella. Number 13, Creep Suzette. Number 15, I Rocket. 1701, Tasha Scar. 1968, Bewitched. 211, Taekwondo. 222, Narcolepsy. Number 3, Goldie Rocks. Captain 320, Benson Bruiser. Co-captain number 425, Legs Get 'em. Subject 503, MK Ultra. And number 67, Girl Flower. They are coached by James Stanfield and bench managed by Strange Bird. Everybody, the Royal Crush!
We got 4 more quarters of roller derby action happening right now in our main event. Lining up on the jam line for Royal Crush is Legs Get 'em up against Kimsa Chaos of the Sugar Skulls.
Legs Get 'em trying to go to the low side, actually bouncing up and down, kind of right through the middle of the pack, fighting her way through, gets knocked to the inside, as does Kimsa Chaos. Legs Get 'em finding a hole through the center of the pack and coming around as lead jammer for Royal Crush.
Kimsa Chaos taken to the inside by MK Ultra. Now Legs Get 'em on a scoring pass. Tries to leapfrog over Slammy Sweetheart, taken to the inside, blasted by Red Bulldozer.
Legs Get 'em is still your lead jammer. Kimsa Chaos coming around to the low side, tiptoeing around that coping, coming around on her initial pass.
Legs Get 'em still on scoring attempt number 1. Taken to the rail by Slammy Sweetheart. Calls off the jam before Kimsa Chaos can hit the pack. Still got a grand slam, 5 points for the Red Army. Skeletina 10-12 with a Sugar Skulls power jam coming to us via the Coffin Draggers of Arizona Derby Dames. Skulls have the guns, Crush have the numbers. 4-3 on this power jam.
Sugar Skull is going to be looking at picking up a few points as Royal Crush picked up 5 on that last jam. Skeletina with the power jam. Stuck in the middle of the pack right now, but sees an opening. Elephobia might have been blocking out of the pack there, that 20-foot space there that's allowed for them to block within. Skeletina is out on her initial pass.
Scoring pass in Skeletina's rear view as she goes right along that rail, racking up a full contingent of points.
Sugar Skull's trying to slow things down by getting a goat into the back with a girl plower, but she's able to get out of that and speed things up, but not before Skeletina gets another scoring pass. 10 points picked up by the Sugar Skulls, taking the lead 10-5 against Royal Crush.
Next up on the jam line, we have Benson Bruiser and Slammy Sweetheart.
Slammy Sweetheart skating for the Sugar Skulls. Benson Bruiser comes out as lead jammer for Royal Crush. Slammy Sweetheart going to the high side, tries to go all the way down the low side, runs into Creep Suzette, who is just plastering her up against the rail, allowing Benson Bruiser coming around for a scoring pass.
Slammy Sweetheart back on her skates, getting pinched along the bottom apex by legs. Get him. Benson Bruiser blast through once again for a second scoring pass. Benson Bruiser tries to hop that apex, but drug her toe stop along the concrete. Has to recycle back around. That's 60 seconds. That's the jam. Royal Crush putting up good numbers there. 13-point jam for the Red Army. They regain the lead, 18-10.
13 points picked up on that last jam by Royal Crush, but it doesn't come without a cost as they have a blocker in the penalty box for a couple of stop blocks.
Reckless Rosie has one to beat on the backstretch, gets past Jay Cruella. That's lead jammer for Sugar Skulls.
Narcolepsy jamming for Royal Crush, stuck in the middle of the pack, stuck behind Zombaby and Carnia Slada and Kimsa Chaos. A strong front three wall by the Sugar Skulls.
Reckless Rose now on a scoring pass, completes it almost untouched for a full contingent of points.
Narcolepsy able to get out on her initial pass. Reckless Rose back in the middle of the pack again, trying to get another scoring pass before Narcolepsy can come around to the back of the pack. Waiting, there she goes, calls it off.
Nine-point jam for the Sugar Skulls. And we have another lead change. I hope you're knocking them back in the beer garden each time. It's 19-18. Gypsy Mayhem jamming up against Legs Get 'em. Sugar Skulls with a 2-blocker advantage, 4-2.
Let's see what kind of advantage Gypsy Mayhem can take in this pack with her team up 4 blockers to 2. Now, no advantage for the Sugar Skulls on this one as Royal Crush Jammer legs get him, comes out as lead jammer. Great job by the Royal Crush, two blockers there to open up a hole. Big hit by Benson Bruiser, sending Gypsy Mayhem to the inside of the track.
Legs get him now on a scoring pass. Sees that solid steel 2-wall up front of Tara Hodan. Marie Fury bounces off him. Jam clock expires. Sugar Skulls gonna sit with 19 points still. Points still waiting to come in from Royal Crush. Two points for the Red Army. A lead change, but we have a Sugar Skull power jam amid a full contingent of blockers. 428 degrees. Captain Carne Slaughter wearing the green star.
Carne Slaughter is jamming for the Sugar Skull. She is met by a force of Elaphobia, Narcolepsy, and Jay Cruella at the front of the Royal Crush blocker pack. Slammy Sweetheart trying to work her way in there, break up that front four wall, and it works as Carne Slaughter comes around on her initial pass.
A lot of time ticking off on that initial pass. Royal Crush have that front wall dictating the speed of the pack, making it a little tougher for Carne Slaughter to catch up, but now she is in scoring contention. Going one-on-one in the back of the pack with Jay Cruella. Seeing Girl Plower, Elaphobia. Now takes a shoulder from Narcolepsy as 60 seconds expire. That was a 4-point jam for the Sugar Skulls. We got another lead change, 23-20. Both teams down a blocker. Behind that 3-3 pack is Kimsa Chaos and Creep Suzette.
Creep Suzette sees a huge hole on the inside, on the low side of the track, but Tara Hoedown comes in, fills that right there. Kimsa Chaos coming around, comes as lead jammer for the Sugar Skulls.
Reckless Rose with the Rainmaker hit on Creep Suzette, but number 13 keeps going, blasted to the rail by Tara Hoedown, sees an escape. Kimsa Chaos now in scoring contention. Has one to beat, being held back by D-Witch. Gets on by, calls off the jam.
I'd like to point out a fantastic play by Reckless Rose, pushing her teammate Tara Hoedown into the opposing team's jammer to block a hole on the high side. Great teamwork by the Sugar Skulls on that last jam.
Reckless Rose, another bar skater, normally with the Coffin Draggers of Arizona. So team timeout being taken.
If you are interested in becoming a Railbird, make sure you visit the merch booth to sign up to receive emails with more information. You can also check out tiltedthunder.com if you'd like to become a skater, a volunteer, a referee, maybe a DJ or an announcer.
Or if you already know you have what it takes to be skating on this bank track, Tilted Thunder tryouts are Sunday, October 13th at 10 a.m. at historic Southgate Roller Rink in White Center. August 13th, excuse me, $10 admission fee. Check the TTRB social medias and bout programs for more information. So there is a penalty challenge on the track. So it was the Skulls issuing that challenge on the penalty assessed to Reckless Rose. So that penalty challenge was successful. Sugar Skulls able to field a full contingent of blockers. Royal Crush going to be down one. We have Skeletina jamming against Elaphobia. Elaphobia goes on the low side, gets through lead jammer Royal Crush.
This time last year, Elaphobia was actually skating with the Tilted Thunder Peeps on the championship all-star team. Now she is aged up and this is her first season with Tilted Thunder Railbirds as an adult, coming around for a scoring pass.
Jay Cruella laying hits into Skeletina, keeping the Sugar Skulls on an initial pass. Elaphobia racking them and stacking them. Second scoring trip untouched for the Red Army. Skeletina escapes the pack. Here comes Elaphobia, bouncing off of a whole lot of black jerseys. Goes up and down and through. Huge jam. 15 points for Royal Crush. They take the lead back.
We've had lead change after lead change after lead change in this bout. And we're only in the first quarter, everybody.
So Zombaby picking up a rack of penalties, sitting next to Gypsy Mayhem. Royal Crush also down a blocker.
Creep Suzette comes out of the pack as lead jammer, but Slammy Sweetheart is also out of the pack. Royal Crush trying to slow it down. Oh, huge hit sending to Creep Suzette to the inside. No call on yet.
Tilted Thunder Railbirds strive to improve our community by partnering with local community organizations. Today's featured charity is Meow Cat Rescue, because all 9 lives are precious. Meow promotes lifelong relationships between people and companion animals, providing shelter and care for each precious life until adopted into a forever home. Stop by their table at the entrance to learn more about the organization and to play with kitties.
I'm sorry, Murray, but the kitties have actually left the building.
Aw.
So if you want more information about Meow Cat Rescue, go on to the interwebs and find www.meowcatrescue.org.
Well, we've got a couple minutes. You can go to the livestock pens, maybe find a feral kitty, and play with that.
Same thing, just as good. It's perfect. With just a couple minutes before we start the second quarter, the Royal Crush is currently leading 39 points to the Sugar Skulls 27. As Murray Grande and I have said multiple times, this lead has gone back and forth almost every single jam. Still anybody's game. We're going to start this second quarter with the 52 seconds that was left from the first quarter added to the time. So this second quarter will be 12 minutes, 52 seconds. And we will be getting going with that any minute.
And also the halftime break between periods 2 and 3 is only going to be 5 minutes, not the full 15. You get skating happening so that we can get quicker to the after party at the Route 2 tap room, a mile and a half that away, eastbound on Route 2, left side of the road. If you're facing Gold Bar, they've got 900 beers on tap. You get to play with a little tablet menu to figure out what they have. There's karaoke with any song you want off the internet is available to sing. It's going to be fun, yay! And now it's time for the second quarter here at the main event of the evening, Sugar Skulls and Royal Crush.
And here we go. Brimstone Jack yells the famous words, 30 seconds on the track.
Sugar Skulls have a 4-on-3 pack advantage. Kimsa Chaos wearing their star against Narcolepsy, who's taken to the inside by Red Bulldozer. Bounces right back up. Kimsa Chaos trying to split the front of that pack. Gets past Jay Cruella, Taekwondo, lead jammer Sugar Skulls.
And just as Murray talks about Kimsa Chaos becoming a lead jammer for the Sugar Skulls, Narcolepsy is also out of the pack. Sugar Skulls holding that 4-3 pack advantage. Kimsa Chaos in the middle of the pack calls it off right as Narcolepsy coming up to the back. I don't think Narcolepsy was able to get past any skull blocker there.
Jay Cruella going to the penalty box for blocking out of play. So the Skulls once again have a 4-3 blocker advantage. Now with Skeletino wearing the star against MK Ultra. Looks like that penalty may be a race. I see a 4-4 pack. Skeletina taking to the inside. MK Ultra plowing right through the center. Going 101 with 10-29. Reckless Rosie extends it back out. Dips down through. Lead jammer Royal Crush.
Skeletina finding herself meeting up against that back two wall from Royal Crush. That back two wall consists of Benson Bruiser and Creep Suzette, who's deposited to the inside of the track, allowing Skeletina an opening to the low side, and she comes out on her initial pass. MK Ultra just met by Reckless Rose, put on her backside, slows her down enough that she has to call that jam off. Tara Hoedown putting on the star for the Sugar Skulls for the first time this bout.
Oh, maybe that'll happen after this official review.
If anybody here with us is interested in skating on this track themselves, well, you are in luck. You can do that right here starting at 11 a.m. tomorrow. From 11 to 12:30 tomorrow, there will be an all ages, all genders open skate, followed by an adult female-only scrimmage from 12:30 to 2. That is tomorrow, Sunday, July 16th, right here at the fairgrounds. $10 get you into both. You do not have to do both if you do not want to.
But why wouldn't you want to? Even if you can't go to one because you're not of age or you don't meet all the criteria, you still want to go. And if you need to gear up before that scrimmage or open skate tomorrow, go to the roller derby skate shop booth right over there. Right over there where I'm pointing. Everyone look that way. Buy everything they have. Even if you don't skate, it'd be really cool if you do.
Tomorrow after the scrimmage, if you don't want to pay the $10, all you have to do is stick around and help tear down the track. If you commit to sticking around and helping out for a minimum of an hour and a half, your entry fee for the open skate and the scrimmage will be waived. Go ahead and check out the TTRB Facebook page for more information.
So an official review is what's going on right now. Referees are deliberating, talking about pertinent information. I doubt that they reached their decision about 2 minutes ago and are now just talking about the beer selections at the Route 2 tap room and where they're going to drink at the after party. That's just nonsense. This big around. So the penalty challenge was on Reckless Rose. The directional block called on her. The penalty is upheld. Sugar Skulls lose their challenge for the half. And a timeout. And we line back up to do it again. Tara Hoedown jamming for the Skulls against Goldie Blocks, number 3 of Royal Crush. First time both these skaters have worn the stars this game.
Goldilocks starts out by going to the low side, then the high side, but not before Tara Hoedown of the Sugar Skulls comes out as lead jammer. Goldilocks still fighting her way past, gets past Crozer the Clown, coming around on her initial pass. Tara Hoedown already back to the back of the pack, meeting up with Elaphobia and Jake Corella. Elaphobia depositing Hoedown to the center of the infield.
And Tara Hoedown cascading off that solid steel 4-wall up front. But did get all 4 points available to her. Bringing Sugar Skulls up to 34. Royal Crush with 43. What's that called? Back and forth. Benson Bruiser and Reckless Rose are the jammers.
Legs get him, trying to put on a clinic. Actually, kind of whips up against Reckless Rose. It comes around as lead jammer. Benson Bruiser also out of the pack, coming around on her initial pass. Pack moving pretty slowly as they have Legs get him stuck as the goat in the back of the pack. Reckless Rose tiptoeing on the coping, calling it off. Benson Bruiser not able to get past any skaters of the Skulls, so we're going to have some points for Crush.
I keep wanting to sing her name like Carole King. I'm Reckless Rosie, Rosie Reckless.
4 points added to the scoreboard for the Sugar Skulls.
You better believe me. Hey, Narcolepsy and Gypsy Mayhem are the jammers. Both are at the same spot there at turn 2. Narcolepsy gets through as the Red Army wall surrounds Gypsy Mayhem for a hot second, slowing her down, but both now in scoring contention.
Narcolepsy meeting the back 3 wall of the Sugar Skulls, calling off that jam as the Skulls were hot on her tail. Kimza Chaos on the jam line for the Sugar Skulls, taking on Creep Suzette. About as far back as you can go as a jammer.
Oh, she's going to be a little bit further down. Back to her bench because Narcolepsy got a couple of penalties. So Kimza Chaos now with a Sugar Skulls power jam.
Kimza Chaos trying to get past MK Ultra and Benson Bruiser, putting together a pretty sturdy 2-wall. But Kimza Chaos finds a little bit of room on the high side.
Rainmaker there from Benson Bruiser, putting her hips square into Kimza Chaos, making the Sugar Skulls jammer eat some Mesa tonight. But Kimza's back on up, trying to get through, dodging around MK Ultra, gets by iRocket, finally gets that lead jammer status.
Sugar Skulls really trying to slow the pack down. It's kind of at a crawl right now. Tara Hoedown sending Tasha Scar to the infield. Kimza Chaos running into the front 2 of Benson Bruiser and iRocket. Couple of skaters for Crush going to the infield.
Official timeout as we tabulate the Sugar Skull points from that last jam. So even though Meow Cat Rescue has taken their table, taken the kitties, gone home for the evening, Fatty, how can the fans here learn more about Meow Cat Rescue?
There's a couple of different ways. You can go on to facebook.com/Meow Cat Rescue. They've got lots of pictures, lots of cats that are up for adoption. You can find all the information on their Facebook page. You can also go to their website, www.meowcatrescue.org. One thing about Meow Cat Rescue that a lot of people don't know, that it is almost nearly all volunteers. They've got a small full-time and part-time staff to take care of some of the cats, but it is really run by volunteers. So if anybody feels like volunteering, please hit them up on Facebook, on their website, or go ahead and go on into their office in Kirkland and sign up to volunteer.
Action resumes on the track. We're trading off power jams. Ellaphobia is wearing the star. It looks like we have a 3-3 pack in front of her.
And the 60-second jam clock starts with Santa's Whistle. Ellaphobia going to the high side. Huge hole and just gets past Missy Fatal as she tries to go run Elaphobia up to the rail. Elaphobia has gained lead jammer status on this Royal Crush Power Jam.
Elaphobia collides right into that Sugar Skull wall, has a hole opened up for her by Jay Cruella, gets through, completes that first scoring pass. Now, Elaphobia was the MVP for the Tilted Thunder Railbirds All-Star team at Battle and Bank, as voted by every other team at the tournament. Coming back around, showing a great effort this jam. Oh, tripped up by Crozo the Clown, up back on her skates just as quick as you can blink, gets through, calls it off, completes a second scoring pass.
Royal Crush adding 10 points with that power jam to their lead. 56 points to the Sugar Skulls 38 with less than 5 minutes left in the half. Benson Bruiser on the jam line for the Royal Crush, taking on Tara Hoedown for the Sugar Skulls.
Benson Bruiser taking advantage of that 4-3 pack advantage. Now Tara Hoedown dips down around low, holds onto the jersey from Red Bulldozer, gets through the back. Benson Bruiser untouched, up and down and through, calls off that jam, extends Royal Crush's lead by another 4 points, brings them up to 60. Sugar Skulls with 38, 4 minutes and change before halftime.
Goldie Rocks up on the jam line for Royal Crush, taking on a Reckless Rose for the Sugar Skulls. No blockers in the penalty box, so we have a 5-on-5 jam, ladies and gentlemen.
Elaphobia knocks Reckless Rose to the infield. The Sugar Skulls jammer already back up, extending out the front of that pack. Plays Red Rover with the Red Army. Lead jammer Sugar Skulls.
Goldie Rocks pushed to the inside by the back wall of the Sugar Skulls. They're kind of double and triple and team up on Goldie Rocks, allowing Reckless Rose to go to the low side, but she is sent to the inside of the track by Jay Cruella. Reckless Rose calling it off, a little bit tired, I think, got a big hit and wanted to call off that jam.
Got a couple skaters sitting in the penalty box for arms, one from each team. Sugar Skulls gonna be down a blocker. Royal Crush down a jammer. So Tara Hoedown, the only star bearer on the track. Although Red Army does have the pack advantage.
Tara Hoedown finding a small hole right in the middle of the pack there, trying to fight her way to the front, getting a little bit of support from Skeletina. 3-wall by Royal Crush, really keeping Tara Hoedown back. Good job blocking by Crush onto this jam so far.
Back to turn one for a second time. Sugar Skulls yet to make an initial pass. Tara Hoedown swarmed there on the backstretch. Held now by Creep Suzette. Legs get him to the very limit of the 20-foot engagement zone. Finally, Tara Hoedown muscles her way through that pack, makes the initial pass for Sugar Skulls.
Pack moving about an average speed. Right as the 60-second jam clock expires, Tara Hoedown trying to get past another skater. 2 points for the Sugar Skulls. Fantastic penalty kill by the Royal Crush.
Royal Crush sitting 2 blockers in the penalty box. Sugar Skulls with a full contingent. Carne Slaughter, Elaphobia are the jammers of record. Ella getting lead.
Carniaslada almost to the front of the pack, trying to work her way through. Met by Girlplower, gets sent into the rail by Carniaslada. Elaphobia trying to tiptoe on the coping, gets knocked to the inside, gets back on the track behind the skater that knocked her out.
Carney makes her initial pass there at turn 1. Elaphobia still working on a scoring pass, gets by that last line defense, calls off the jam, extends out the Royal Crush lead.
Skeletina on the jam line for the Sugar Skulls, going up against number 13, Creep Suzette for the Red Army. No blockers in the penalty box. Oh, Creep Suzette has a huge hole on the low side of turn 1. Tiptoeing around, coming around as lead jammer for Royal Crush.
Yeah, great job by the Royal Crush defense, shoving everyone up out of the way. You could have driven a semi-truck through that lane. Now Creep Suzette gets through the pack. Skeletina making an initial pass. Creep's looking for that jammer lap point. Can't get it. Calls off the jam. Still gets 4 more points than the Skulls did. And that's the end of the second quarter, excuse me. 69 Crush, 44 Sugar Skulls. And we're going to take a brief 5-minute halftime. 18th for Season 6, Bout 2 of the Tilted Thunder Railbirds. Both teams are going to be down 1 blocker. We have Kimsa Chaos and Narcolepsy wearing the stars.
We've got thumbs in the air, waiting on that official whistle. There it goes. Kimsa Chaos first to the reach of the back of the pack, followed by Narcolepsy, both in the middle. Kimsa Chaos finding that tiny little hole on the low side, tiptoeing on that coping. Comes out as lead jammer for the Sugar Skulls.
Narcolepsy got knocked for a loop and bashed to the inside by Terra Hoedown.
Narcolepsy trying to get a little help from Taekwondo and Jay Cruella, still stuck in the middle of the pack. Kimsa Chaos has now found her way back to the pack as lead jammer, working her way through. Met by Taekwondo and Girlplower, but finds a small hole to the low side and comes around on her scoring pass. Right on her heels, Narcolepsy forcing Kimsa Chaos to call that jam.
Five-point grand slam for the Sugar Skulls, nipping away at Crush's lead, who are up by 20 points, 69-49. Just under 11 minutes remain in the third quarter. Now Royal Crush have a 4-3 blocker advantage. Their jammer is MK Ultra, lined up near Skeletina of the Skulls.
Skulls down 1 blocker, Terra Hoedown in the penalty box, giving the Royal Crush the 4-3 pack advantage. Skeletina really fighting to try to get through that pack, but she is sent to the inside by D-Witched of Royal Crush.
MK Ultra sprints right through the center of the pack after Skeletina belly flop to the Masonite. Skulls jammer now back up, skating fast, trying to juke around to make her initial pass. MK Ultra in scoring contention, goes through. Fighting for that jammer lap point, knocks down Skeletina, calls off the jam.
Picks up that jammer point, nicely done. 5 points for Royal Crush and MK Ultra. Elaphobia jamming for Royal Crush, going up against Terra Hoedown for Sugar Skulls.
Full contingent of blockers in front of them. Elaphobia swims through that back on the high side, gets through. Lead jammer, Royal Crush. Terra Hoedown taking some shoulders from Jay Cruella. Keeps up, goes through. That is a Sugar Skull initial pass.
Elaphobia finding her way. Ooh, tries to jump the apex, but is met by Gypsy Mayhem at turn 4. That slows her down enough where she's able to get back on the track, but she's got to call off that jam because Terra Hoedown was hot on her tail coming up to the back of the pack.
Both teams down a blocker. Reckless Rose, Benson Bruiser are the jammers.
Benson Bruiser coming out as lead jammer for Royal Crush. Reckless Rose also out of the pack on her initial pass. Royal Crush doing a good job at keeping the goat in the back, slowing that pack down. Bruiser gets past a couple of blockers for the Sugar Skulls, but Reckless Rose coming up pretty quick, forces her to call off that jam.
Group Suzette sitting for a stop block, giving the Skulls a 4-3 blocker advantage. Skeletina and Narcolepsy wearing the stars. Skeletina going high, going low, going to the inside, recycling back around. Narcolepsy takes a quick trip to the concrete, gets back on the track, through the pack. Lead jammer, Royal Crush.
Skeletina was on the high side, trying to go to the low side. Jay Corella just kind of waterfalls her down, cascades all the way down to the infield, slowing her down. Narcolepsy back to the back to the back of the pack, but she trips up a little bit, gets sent to the infield. Still trying to work her way through onto the scoring pass.
And Narcolepsy pinballed off of everything in a black jersey before calling off that jam. Skulls couldn't catch up in time, and the Crush get 3 more.
Carney and Salata jamming for the Sugar Skulls, going up against 503 Subject 503 MK Ultra for the Red Army. MK Ultra coming out as lead jammer, finding a hole right in the middle of the pack, busting around. Cardia Slada also out of the pack on her initial pass.
MK Ultra goes right on through that 4-wall of the Skulls, calls it off. Lickety split. Puts 4 more points on the board. And the Sugar Skulls take a team timeout.
And at this timeout, we've got just over 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. Royal Crush Red Army leading 86 up against the Sugar Skulls 49. The Sugar Skulls taking their second and final timeout.
And the first quarter of this game was back and forth with lead changes all around. Royal Crush has been lighting up the scoreboard ever since, but there's still 6 minutes in this quarter, 12 minutes to go after that. Plenty of time for the Sugar Skulls to catch up. And after 6 years of doing this, if I know one thing about the Sugar Skulls, some of them are saying, points schmoints, I want to get to the after party. And that's going to happen at the Route 2 tap room, 1.5 miles east of here. On the left side of the road, karaoke drink specials, all kinds of snacks, beers, and fun times to be had.
Laphobia jamming for Royal Crush, going up against Tara Hoedown of the Sugar Skulls. Sugar Skulls down a blocker, giving the Royal Crush a 4.
It's a 3-3 pack that Tara Hoedown gets through. Lead jammer for the Sugar Skulls. Elaphobia pops right through the center of that pack to make her initial pass.
Tara Hoedown as lead jammer for the Sugar Skulls, coming into the middle of the pack, trying to get past that front three wall, trying to get past Taekwondo Dope and Jake Rolla, unable to, forced to call it off as Elaphobia coming around right on quick to the back of the pack.
Taekwondo Dope, longtime skater for Royal Crush, recently has become a throttle rocket at the Rat City Roller Girls. We're glad to have her back for this game. So we've got a lot of penalties being assessed. Double jammer down. So that means both teams are going to sit them as blockers. Get a whole new pair of jammers in the back by the names of Legs Get 'em and Gypsy Mayhem.
Legs Get 'em finding a huge hole on the low side, coming around as lead jammer. Some of those holes are a little bigger in the pack when you got two blockers, one from each team sitting there. Gypsy Mayhem, however, just met by 3 Crush blockers, and all of their attention's on Gypsy Mayhem, leaving a huge hole for Legs Get 'em coming around for a scoring pass.
Gypsy Mayhem takes a parting shot from iRocket. Legs Get 'em now in scoring pass number 2. With a parting shoulder there from Red Bulldozer. Gets back on the track, calls off the jam. Couple of names I said there. Number 15 for the Royal Crush, iRocket. One of the original skaters here in the Northwest. Been at it for well over a decade. Very glad to have her here tonight, as well as Red Bulldozer, veteran of Dockyard Derby Dames and Rainier Roller Girls.
We're going to have a Sugar Skulls Power Jam. Tara Hoedown is your jammer. Big old hole on the high side near the rail, coming around on her initial pass.
See, as soon as I say something nice about Red Bulldozer, she loses her toe stop.
Basically, Murray, you got to stop being nice. Tara Hoedown coming to the back of the pack once again on her first scoring pass. Royal Crush with the 4-on-3 pack advantage, but that is not slowing. Well, it might be slowing Tara Hoedown, slowing her down just a little bit. But she's fighting pretty hard. Oh, tiptoes on that lower coping to make it through on that pass.
Yeah, stomping along that inside line, staying inbounds by a hair's breadth. Royal Crush now has reestablished that front wall, dictating the speed of the pack, not allowing Tara Hoedown to catch up for a second scoring pass. Still, the Sugar Skulls got 5 points that the Crush didn't. More penalty issues for Royal Crush. They're going to be down 2 blockers. Sugar Skulls have a full contingent.
Looks like everything is sorted with the blockers, and oh, nope, never mind.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of writing on that whiteboard. Looks like 3 Royal Crush blockers got a penalty that last jam. They can only sit 2 at a time. So one of them must skate this next jam. And after that, sit in the penalty box. It takes 17 refs to make this game go right. Okay, 4-2 blocker advantage goes to Sugar Skulls. Reckless Rose is their jammer against Creep Suzette. Reckless Rose dips around low, gets through the back. Initial pass at turn 1.
Reckless Rose, a big pickup by the Sugar Skulls for this bout. She's been jamming, she's been blocking, she's coming around as lead jammer. Royal Crush really speeding things up, but they were out of play, I think, on that front wall there, allowing Reckless Rose to get through, and then she calls it off right after she gets 3 points. Royal Crush able to pick up 2 points on that jam, however.
So a minute and a half remaining in the third period. Royal Crush up by 36 points, 96-60.
Narcolepsy jamming for the Royal Crush, taking on number 84, Marie Fury, for the Sugar Skulls.
This is Marie Fury's first season with Tilted Thunder. Tries to get down low, knocked to the inside and up by the rail. Narcolepsy picks up lead jammer for Royal Crush.
Royal Crush doing a great job at blocking, especially on that back wall, depositing Marie Fury to the inside of the track, while Narcolepsy coming around for a scoring pass. She is met up front by a solid steel 3-wall. Closes the Clown, Carney Slaughter, and Gypsy Mayhem.
Yep. So I see one Sugar Skull blocker in the penalty box. Looks like she's going to be all alone. So 4-3 pack advantage. Royal Crush, MK Ultra, Kimsta Chaos are the jammers.
MK Ultra going to the low side, coming around as lead jammer for your Red Army. Kimsta Chaos trying to get through the front wall of
MK Ultra already through on her first scoring pass. Kimsta Chaos yet to escape the pack for an initial trip. Gets knocked to the inside by Creep Suzette. MK Ultra has seen a lot more resistance this time as Kimsta Chaos goes on defense.
With Kimsta Chaos slowing things down, coming in and playing defense. She's really slowed down the back of the pack. It's basically Royal Crush trying to run out in front to break up that pack, but they're unable to, and it really slows things down, and did a good job kind of killing that, what ended up almost being a power jam for Royal Crush.
7 points picked up by Royal Crush, brings them into triple digits. 106 to the
12 to 15 minutes, you'll be able to meet and greet on this side of the track directly. Cleanup, turn 1.
See, if we were still at Comcast Arena, we could get a Zamboni to fix that. Hey, before we start, I want to give a shout out to the true unsung heroes of roller derby. Everybody make some noise for our photographers here tonight. All right, stop that. Make some noise for the skaters. Elaphobia jamming for Royal Crush. Kimsta Chaos for Sugar Skulls. And 00 gets through on the back stretch. Lead jammer, Red Army.
Kimsta Chaos trying to fight past Girl Plower and Jay Cruella, as well as Taekwondo in the middle of the pack. Royal Crush doing a great job at slowing the Sugar Skulls jammer down as Elaphobia coming around once again on a scoring pass.
Yeah, Elaphobia got through the pack kind of like a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. This time with speed and precision, makes her second scoring trip before calling off that jam.
Oh yeah.
9 points for the Red Army, extending out Crush's lead, 115 to 60. you. Got them off Amazon. Talk to you about it later.
Benson Bruiser jamming for Red Army, taking on Skeletina for the Sugar Skulls. I thought Benson Bruiser had a chance to get there on the low side of turn 2, but no, she was knocked to the inside. Had to kind of recycle back to the back of the pack and get onto the track once again.
Solid steel 3-wall there at the front of the pack. Benson Bruiser dips down, goes by him. Lead jammer Royal Crush. Skeletina still trying to scramble through the pack, knocked to the inside. Here is, and there goes Benson Bruiser for a full contingent of points.
Skeletina able to get out of the pack on her initial pass. Royal Crush really slowing that pack down. Benson Bruiser coming up to the front 2-wall. Carney Eslada and Reckless Rose, and that's going to make her call it off because, yeah, they were tough to get by, and she had to call it. 8 points tacked on by Royal Crush and Benson Bruiser on that last jam.
Sugar Skulls losing 1 blocker to the penalty box. Pack advantage, Royal Crush. Their jammer is Narcolepsy, lined up alongside Terra Hoedown.
Terra Hoedown out of the main part of the pack first. Kind of caught behind Goldie Rocks, but that 20-foot like out of play zone was hit, and Terra Hoedown is out as lead jammer for the Sugar Skulls. Narcolepsy also out of the pack on her initial pass. Terra, nice little apex jump in turn 3 there, calling it off right when she gets back onto the track. Narcolepsy not able to catch up and score any points on that one.
So I don't think I have a chance to say yet, but thank you for skating with the Skulls, Zombaby from the AZDD Coffin Draggers, who also just fouled out. So shame, shame, shame.
Reckless Rose on the jam line for the Sugar Skulls, taking on Creep Suzette with Royal Crush.
Creep Suzette high steps like a fullback alongside the rail, gets lead jammer, but Reckless Rose right behind her.
Both jammers racing around the track. Creep Suzette already catching up to the back of her blockers, but her blockers were all on the back of the pack, and she had to call it off because Reckless Rose screaming around turn 4, coming at him.
But it was a great hit there by Tasha Scar, absolutely flattening a Sugar Skull blocker, allowing Creep to get that 1 point. Empty penalty box. Ellaphobia and Gypsy Mayhem are the jammers.
Little jam line dance off between Gypsy Mayhem and Ellaphobia.
Wait, nope. Reckless Rose got a penalty last jam. That's going to give Ellaphobia and Royal Crush a power jam.
Ellaphobia starts on the high side, but finds nothing there. Sees an opening on the low side, swoops down, comes around, and has gained that lead jammer status on her initial pass.
Ellaphobia with a little hip, hop, jump, a little boop over the apex for a scoring pass.
If you blinked, you missed it. Ellaphobia coming back around, staying on that low side, works her way up into the middle of the pack. She's met by Crozo the Clown.
What about every Sugar Skull?
Pretty much every Sugar Skull on the track is up front right now, meeting with Ellaphobia.
That was Red Bulldozer with a 1-2 punch.
2 times knocking Ella into the infield.
Ellaphobia gets through the back as the jam ends. That's 2 scoring passes, 10 more points. They now have 134 to the Skulls' 65 as we call an official timeout. Skaters taking the track with 6.5 minutes remaining in regulation. 134 Royal Crush, 65 Sugar Skulls.
MK Ultra on the jam line for Royal Crush, taking on Gypsy Mayhem with the Sugar Skulls. Both jammers in the middle of the pack, but MK Ultra sees the opening on the low side, coming around as your lead jammer.
Gypsy Mayhem bouncing off Benson Bruiser. Now caught behind that solid steel 3-wall. Inches by D-Witched. Here is MK Ultra on a scoring pass. Gets caught in the coping, trying to get around Carne Aslada.
MK Ultra taking things a little slow, maybe letting the clock run out a little bit, knowing that Gypsy Mayhem was coming around right quick, calling that off right before Gypsy was able to get to the back of the pack. Looks like we've got an ejection on the Royal Crush side.
That's legs get him.
What do you say, Murray? Shame.
Shame. Shame, legs. Shame. Sitting next to D-Witch, who is not ejected, but probably feeling a little bit remorseful. Either way, 4-2 pack advantage. Sugar Skulls, Red Bulldozer number 334 jamming, but it is Narcolepsy getting lead status.
Narcolepsy early on in turn one, tiptoeing on the coping, basically skating one-footed around the entire corner. Coming back around now, getting past Skeletina on the high side, going back to the low side.
Narcolepsy absolutely wrecking shop on that scoring pass. Red Bulldozer has yet to escape the pack. There she does, making an initial pass for the Sugar Skulls.
Narcolepsy hitting the back of the pack, meeting up with Reckless Rose of the Sugar Skulls, calls it off. Five points picked up by Royal Crush on that last jam. Got just over 4 minutes to go in this game. We are officially at jam number 40.
A full contingent of skaters on the track. Kimsa Chaos and Creep Suzette are the jammers. Kimsa earns the lead status on the backstretch with Creep Suzette escaping the back as well.
Both jammers skating around, coming in close. Kimsa Chaos trying to go to the high side, find an opening, but Creep Suzette right on her tail, forcing Kimsa to call that off. 1 point picked up by the Sugar Skulls.
Crush with nothing, but still a sizable lead, almost 80 points. 143 to 66 with 3 minutes remaining in the game.
A little bit of joking back and forth between Ellaphobia and Tara Hoedown. Ella not giving the right away to Tara, but Ella is able to get out of that pack first. Gets out right quick, coming around as lead jammer for Royal Crush.
Splitting that pack almost right off the whistle. Now here she comes again. Ain't nothing gonna break her stride, ain't nothing gonna hold her down. Scoring pass, Royal Crush.
Jay Corella with a huge hit to Tara Hoedown, sending her onto the infield. Ellaphobia coming around once again, going middle, going low.
Sees a lot more resistance this time from Red Bulldozer. Ellaphobia gets through, completes a second scoring pass. Now this time with a little bit more leisurely pace, letting the seconds tick off. Oh, Rainmaker hit there from Taekwondo, flooring Tara Hoedown. Up and down and through. Ellaphobia gets scoring pass number 3. Points are ringing in like it's bar on the slot machine. 15 points for the Red Army. but it came at a cost because they have 2 blockers sitting in the penalty box.
Reckless Rose getting an opportunity with her team up 4-2 in the pack advantage.
MK Ultra jamming for Royal Crush.
Reckless Rose going for a big hit on MK Ultra. Kind of misses on that, but it gives her an opportunity to go to the low side. Comes out as lead jammer.
Sweep the leg, Rosie. MK Ultra makes an escape at turn 3, and we are off to the races here.
Jammer skating fast. Pack is skating fast. Everybody coming around. Reckless Rose get into turn 2. Calls that off.
Three points apiece. So it's 161 Royal Crush, 69 for Sugar Skulls. Hi, Dozer.
Just under 1 minute to go in this bout. Narcolepsy on the jam line for Royal Crush, taking on 428 degrees Carnia Slada for the Sugar Skulls. Carnia Slada fighting up against Taekwondo up on the high side, up against that rail, but Narcolepsy able to go to the low side, coming out as lead jammer. Carnia Slada still fighting her way through that high side, met up by Jay Cruella.
Carnia Slada gets through the pack. Narcolepsy now in scoring position. He's knocked off the track for a hot second, steps right back on to call off the jam. Three more points for Royal Crush.
Just as before in the last bout, this is the final jam. Unless Royal Crush has a penalty in this jam and the Sugar Skulls do not, in which case there would be a penalty jam to follow. Let's see what happens.
Kim's Chaos jamming against Creep Suzette. Sugar Skulls do have the blocker advantage.
Kim's Chaos deposited to the inside of the track by Benson Bruiser.
And with a great screen there by Reckless Rose, Kim's Chaos gets through right at turn 4 for a Sugar Skulls initial pass.
Creep Suzette trying to take it easy. She doesn't want to get a penalty, trying to actually play defensively at this point. Stuck behind that back 3 wall of the Sugar Skulls. Kim's Chaos out on a scoring pass. You actually see Creep Suzette keeping her hands behind her to make sure she doesn't do anything that might cause a penalty.
So that is the end of regulation. Going to take a quick pause to see if there is a penalty jam opportunity. Sugar Skulls did get 9 points on that last jam, bringing them up to 78. Royal Crush still have 164, and that is the official score. Give it up for your victors here in the main event, Royal Crush. Come on down and get your hand slapped. And they had a great showing tonight. Show some love for the Sugar Skulls. And most importantly, Derby fans, keep the noise going. Show some love for yourselves. Thank you for supporting Tilted Thunder Railbirds. We'll be right back here Saturday, October 14th for Bout 2. In the meantime, I'm going to hand it off to DJ Fatty LaBelle on the infield for the game MVPs.
All right, once I get with each team, we will shortly have our MVP announcements for best jammer and best blocker for each team.
Hey, Skulls! We'd like to announce the MVP blocker, Kimza Chaos!
Cool. We only did one too. Awesome. Yay!
All right, MVP for Crush is Legs!
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for one more time for Kimza Chaos and Legs Get 'em! Your MVPs for tonight's main event!
All right, thank you everyone again for sticking around. Remember, we have the meet and greet happening very shortly. It's your last chance to get league merchandise, some treats at the bake sale table. And in a little bit, join us at the after party at the Route 2 Tap Room, a mile and a half east of here on the left side of the road. Congratulations to St. Helens and Royal Crush. Good job to Sugar Skulls and Rolling Blackouts. On behalf of Tilted Thunder officials, volunteers, DJ Fatty LaBelle, I've been Murray Grande. Thank you very much for coming around. And remember, everything is solid steel if you just believe. Good night, everybody.